China Xinhua News Live on Facebook and Twitter, and also New China TV on YouTube. My name is Shang Yang with Xinhua News Agency, and here we are, and it's actually our first time going live inside the National Center for Performing Arts, which is located in Beijing. It's one of the world's largest performing arts centers. And today there is also something special I want to tell you guys. Besides taking a tour about the National Center of Performing Arts, we're also going to have a look into the press briefing, which is attended by the one and only opera sensation Plácido Domingo. He will be here talking about his upcoming opera called Thais that will be presented in early February here in the National Center, which will be included into the National Center's repertoire and prelude the 2018 performance season. Well, this area is called the exhibition area here. Again, this is the National Center for Performing Arts located in Beijing. This center opened its doors in 2007. For the past decade, it has put on numerous performances of top quality and has been a significant part of the cultural life here in Beijing. Well, passing this exhibition area, to my right hand here, if you look up a little bit, that's the concert hall, which has, Asia's largest pipe organ, a great design. And going this way, we're going upstairs as we're heading to the press briefing room, because today, something important that we want to introduce to you about an upcoming opera called Thais, and starring Plácido Domingo, who will be here at the press briefing and talking about this opera, which is the debut of the Chinese production. So covering over 21,000 square meters is actually one of the world's largest performing arts centers. And it opened doors to the public in 2007. And for the past years, it has played a significant role in the cultural life of Beijing. And each year, it hosts nearly about 1,000 performances to audiences and for them to enjoy. Entering at this floor, and this is the theater. It has 4 auditoriums here at the National Center for Performing Arts. The theater, and it has also a magnificent design. Again, this is also the opera house where the opera Thais will be presented, starring Plácido Domingo. Again, this is China Xinhua News Live on Facebook and Twitter, and also New China TV on YouTube. My name is Shang Yang with Xinhua News Agency. We're heading towards the press briefing room where Plácido Domingo, the one and only opera sensation, the press is calling him the King of Opera. He will be here talking about this new collaboration between him and the National Center for Performing Arts of China, located in Beijing. This opera is called Thais, a very famous opera adapted from French novel here, and it will be presented in early February, and it's actually the 4th collaboration between Domingo and the National Center for Performing Arts. So before this press briefing, and we have already posted some questions to our fans online, and we want to know what are your questions that you want to ask when Domingo is here in the National Center. And later on at the press conference, we will ask the questions for you. So this is the exquisite National Center for Performing Arts located in Beijing, China's capital city, not very far from the Tiananmen Square. It's actually to the west of the Tiananmen Square here. And now this is the press room. And in a few minutes, there will be a press briefing about the opera Thais starring Plácido Domingo. and that's Thais. That's the show. That's the name of the opera here, and the one and only sensation. So it's actually our first time and present Plácido Domingo work on our live video. So we're gonna enter this press briefing room because in a few minutes he will be here and answering questions from media. So you're watching China Xinhua News live on Facebook and Twitter and New China TV on YouTube. This is the press room here at the National Center for Performing Arts. We are waiting for Plácido Domingo, who will be here in any minute talking about his upcoming opera Thais that will be presented in early February in the National Center. This is the debut of the Chinese production of Thais, which is adapted from a very famous French novel, and it's famous around the world. And this is actually the fourth collaboration between Plácido Domingo and the National Center for Performing Arts in Beijing. He will be here in any minute and meeting the media outlets and talk about this opera called Thais. Domingo is 77 years old, and he has played in almost 140 plays. And this is the fourth collaboration between him and the National Center for Performing Arts. And this time is the opera Thais, and he will playing the main role in that opera. And so later on, he will talk about this, and we're gonna ask him some questions. He will be here in any minute. This is in the National Center for Performing Arts in Beijing. We're at the press room waiting for Plácido Domingo. His upcoming opera Thais will be presented here in the National Center. He will be here in any minute. Looks like it will be on the stage in any minute. So you're watching China Xinhua News Live on Facebook, Twitter, and New China TV on YouTube. We are here today for Plácido Domingo at the National Center for Performing Arts in Beijing. His upcoming opera Thais will be presented in the National Center in early February from the 2nd to the 6th. And this opera will also be included in the repertoire of the National Center and prelude the 2018 performance season. Domingo is 77 years old this year, and he has played in almost 140 plays, and the press is calling him the king of opera, and is one of the best tenors in the world. And this is the 4th collaboration between him and the National Center for Performing Arts of China. He is here, Plácido Domingo.
多明戈大师，还有我们各位的媒体朋友们，大家中午好！欢迎大家来参加多明戈大师的媒体见面会。这周呢，多明戈大师就要在大卷的舞台上带来他第4个角色，就是泰伊斯中的阿塔纳呀。我相信大家非常期待。那其实，在近几年呢，大师也在像洛杉矶歌剧院等等很多世界歌剧的舞台上，让这部马斯奈的歌剧重新又和广大观众见面。那么首先呢，我们也想请大师在今天的见面会上为我们大家来谈一谈这部《泰伊斯》，这部在国际舞台上其实演并不是很多的这部经典歌剧。首先有请大师。
Distinguished guests, distinguished Maestro Domingo, and dear friends with the press. Good afternoon and welcome to today's interview to meet with Maestro Domingo, who has been collaborating with National Center for Performing Arts on 3 productions before and has come back with his 4th role on the stage of NCPA. This time he's coming back with the opera Thais, and he has brought this opera Thais to the stage of other other opera houses as well, such as LA Opera. And this time his performance here will give us his new interpretation of this rare performed opera in history. So now let's hear his interpretation and his anticipation of this new production at NCPA.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your presence in this press conference. First of all, I want to say how happy I am here to be back in China, in Beijing, at the NCPA for the 4th time singing. I should say for the 5th time, because we have our competition of Operalia. I'm very happy in this occasion to come to be singing an opera of a composer that is new to the NCPA, Jules Massenet, the great French composer, which he has so many operas in his repertoire, like Manon, Werther, Le Cid, Hérodiade. Well, there are over 20 operas, and Thais is one of the most representative operas of his repertoire.
首先，我很高兴能够来到这里，也感谢各位今天的光临。实际上，这是我第4次，也不是我第4次，实际上应该是第5次来到中国，来到北京和国家大剧院，因为我还在这里举办过一次多民歌声乐大赛。那这一次为大家带来的是马斯奈的作品，这部台伊斯是首次登上了国家大剧院的舞台。但是马斯奈这位作曲家是一位非常多产，而且质量非常高的一位作曲家。他手上的作品包括慢农等有20多部，其中台伊斯是其中最出彩而著名的一部之一。
First of all, I would like to congratulate Mr. Champion, the President, because in 10 years has been a record happening and making for opera, for the Chinese public to have this extraordinary theater and all the diversity of repertoire, 77 different productions, and if I'm right, this is the 59th operatic production. This is a record. It doesn't happen in any other part of the world. So I have to congratulate him, and I have to congratulate all the team that he has, which every year we have been enjoying it by their love, by their courtesy, their promptness, and the enthusiasm to the world of opera and music in general speaking, I should say, because all the soloists and all the conductors, they have been performing here at the NCPA Theater in these 10 years.
首先，我想要祝贺国家大剧院的院长陈平先生，他创造了国家大剧院10年的辉煌历史。在这10年中，国家大剧院始终保持着非常多产而且高质量的这种创作规模。迄今为止已经有了77部作品。那么这一次的台伊斯也是非常亮眼的一部作品之一。另外，我也对国家大剧院的团队他们所持有的高效的工作方式以及热情，对歌剧的热情表示欣慰以及感谢。
I would like to explain a bit the story of Thais, because it's not very known, but Jules Massenet was inspired in the work of Anatole France, and the story it is, the character of Thais, it is an actress that it was known not only by her great ability on the stage as an actress, but also because she has kind of a scandalous life. In the text, I say practically that she is really provoking, has made the hell, you know, because she's really seducing of the men. Practically, I say that. My character is Nathanael, and it is somebody that it is, let's say, a priest of a very severe group of people, which they were not only trying to serve the God for their religion, but also punishing themselves, eating very little, and so on, you know. So it was an extreme character. So, okay, translate and I continue.
首先为大家简单介绍一下这个故事，因为很多人对这个故事都不是特别的了解。马斯奈是根据安纳托尔·弗朗西斯的故事改编了这样一部歌剧。在这个故事中的主角台伊斯，他是一位交际花。那么他出色的地方不仅是他有这样的舞蹈啊，以及舞台感染力这样的一个人物特性。另外，他也是有一种隐逸的生活方式，同时对男性具有极大的诱惑力。所以他是一个很特别而且非常难以演绎的一个角色。另外一位是安达纳埃尔，那么这一位呢是一位修士，他不仅是将自己全身心的奉献给上帝，同时也是一位苦行僧。 他会通过一种极端的生活方式来显示自己对上帝的虔诚，所以这也是一个非常极端的角色。
This character, my character, Nathanael, is doubting in between the attraction that he feels from Thais and the fact that being a religious man, he would like to save her. He would like that Thais will be a woman that will change everything. So then, after he has been in the desert, punishing himself days without eating and so on, he has kind of a dream, a nightmare, and he sees Thais after a performance being adored by the whole public, and then he reacts and he says, no, I am going to save Thais. I am going to make her life for God. And I asked God, I said, please, please, let me, give it to me, because I want to offer her to you for the eternal life, for the eternal love, which is the love for you. So, then we see after our performance, he goes to Alexandria. Alexandria is the city where both were born, both Thais and Nathanael. And he described Alexandria as the city of sin. But in any case, is really his native place. He loves it and hates at the same time the city. And in the middle of this celebration of Thais, when she starts talking very lightly, he said, you are a blasphemous woman. I said, listen, I don't want to tell you anything here, but I am coming to your house because I have very important things to tell you. Then, in the next act, we see him arriving to her, and she has been doing one of the most famous arias for the repertoire of a soprano. It is a tremendously dramatic, beautiful, and extraordinary aria, which, by the way, you will have two different sopranos, which there are not only great singers, but great actors, and very beautiful also on the stage. So they really are perfect for the part of Thais. And this is a famous aria which is in front of a mirror. And she is watching herself, you know, in front of the mirror. And she, even if she's a libertine, if she loves so many men, she was very confused because she would like to change her life, but she doesn't know how. So we find already a character that it might be easy for Nathanael to conquer. But in that moment, she sings to the mirror and she tell me that I am beautiful, tell me that I am beautiful, and that I am going to be beautiful forever. So this is a great aria, and when she finished the aria, Nathanael comes. They have a very big scene where I tell her, because I said, after I say that I want to save her, she said, be careful, because maybe you will fall in love also. And I said, yes, I love you already, but I love you not like you understand love. I love you with the eternal love, really the love for God. And she laughs of him, you know, she kind of pulls his leg, as you say, you know, joking, and he's very serious. So finally, she tries to seduce him in a way, and he gets very upset and said, I am a Nathanael, I am a monarch, I am a priest, and I am here to save you. So he almost physically, almost treat her badly, and after, in the way, he is able to convince her, because she has a lover, which is Nicias, is the tenor part, and you hear his voice in the back. when I'm trying to convince her. Then she gets very confused, very crazy, and at the end of that scene, I convince her. And I take her with me, and I bring her through the desert in the Occident, to a monastery of a very much describes. Jules Massenet said, he said, these sisters, these nuns, they love, or they live a life almost like angels, you know? And they are just in the contemplation of God. And they are in small places where they can hardly move, you know? And they stay only adoring God. And so, when they are almost going in that direction, to the desert, Nicias then appeared and he said, "What's the matter? What's the matter? Come with us." And I said, "No." And I say to her, you know, in order to really follow God now, not only you are going to love God, you are going you have to put fire to your palace, to all your possessions, to everything. So it's one of those things you don't see in the opera, but yes, you see that she destroys everything, and in that act she decides, and then the next act we will be in the way to the desert.
故事讲述的是阿达奈埃尔这样一个修士，他在对于台伊斯的这种吸引，以及对于上帝的宗教忠诚之间徘徊、纠缠、纠葛的这样一个故事。故事刚开始的时候，阿达奈埃尔在沙漠中苦行，然后他突然做了一个梦，一个噩梦，他梦见了台伊斯正在做一个演出，然后他仿佛在幻境中看到了他演出后的这样一个场景。然后在那一瞬间，他突然觉醒，他决定我不能放任他如此过着这样亵渎上帝的生活，我决定要去拯救他，我决定要让上帝看见他，给他永生，给他永生的爱。于是他就回到了 Alexandria 这个城市，这个城市是他和台伊斯出生的地方。于是他又回到了这个城市，在城市中正好赶上了台伊斯一场演出之后，和他的同伴们正在庆祝。于是他就出现在这样一个聚会上，他告诉台伊斯，在聚会之后我会去你的家里找你。那在接下来的那一幕时，台伊斯出现在他的这个卧室之中，然后唱起了他最著名的一段咏叹调，就是镜子咏叹。当时他站在镜子前，看着镜子中的自己，默默地对镜子说：“请你告诉我我是美丽的，请你告诉我我能够拥抱我的美貌。”然后在这样的一个环境中，他突然产生了一定的怀疑，他开始怀疑自己的这种生活，这样对爱的追求是不是一种值得的一种生活方式。在这一刻，正好阿达奈埃尔就出现了在他的房间，然后对他进行了劝说。正当他即将被他说服的时候 ，Nicias 就是当地的一个富豪，然后他出现在了这个背景音中，他唤起了台伊斯对这种生活的一种不舍，于是他又一次对自己产生了怀疑。于是阿达奈埃尔这个角色就非常的生气，并且狂怒。台伊斯同时也对自己的这种迷茫感到非常的愤怒，但是在最后这一幕中，我所扮演的阿达奈埃尔这个角色还是成功的说服了台伊斯。在这一段中，我们即将在舞台上看到2位女主演绎台伊斯，2位都是非常漂亮的女高音歌唱家。到时候大家也可以听一听她们精彩的镜子咏叹的演绎。那么在接下来的这一段呢，就是阿达奈埃尔告诉台伊斯说：“我知道你是非常受人爱戴的。”然后台伊斯也说：“但是我不喜欢我现在这样的生活，我希望改变它，但是我不知道应该如何改变。”于是阿达奈埃尔就告诉他说：“只有寻找到上帝，上帝才能够给你永远的宁静，给你内心的这种平静。”于是他就决定跟着阿达奈埃尔一起穿过沙漠，去到一个修女院中。 阿达奈尔告诉他，在这个修女院中的所有的修女都把自己奉献给上帝，他们过着一种天使般的生活，他们哪里也不能去，他们就是上帝的人。于是他就决定和他一起去，但是在走之前，阿达奈尔告诉他，在离开这个地方去上帝的怀抱之前，你必须要烧掉你所有的一切，然后要毁掉你现有的这种所有的物质对你的诱惑。于是凯伊斯也听从他的这个做法，然后尼西亚斯也是出来试图阻止他和他一起去修女院，但是最终还是没有能够阻止凯伊斯。然后凯伊斯就和我这个角色阿达奈尔一起穿过沙漠去修女院了。
In the third act, we see the way to the desert, and we start listening to what is the most incredible, the magic of music, because we feel how Massenet makes us feel really in the heavy desert. We feel the heat. We feel how many hours and maybe days they have been walking, you know, and then this music, it changes into kind of the music of an oasis, you know, like you will figure it out, you will have kind of an illusion that things are better, but then the heaviness of the desert you feel. And Nathanael is being very, very tough with Thais, because she's really already tired. She is at a point of collapsing, and he said, no, walk, walk, walk. You have to punish yourself. You have to punish your body, you know, just go, just go, just go, until she really collapsed. And then I am really so sorry, and he almost kissed her feet when he sees that the feet are bloody, you know, and she starts to feel, you know, okay, maybe I have been too rude, too tough to you. So in this moment, he said to her, okay, so just stay here, pray, I'm going to find you some water. He comes back, and they have a very beautiful duet of tenderness, and he finds the water. Realistic in the text say it also fruit, but in the production you will only see the water. And in that moment, my belief is that these two characters, they have been living this life, that she could be in love with him and he could be in love with her. But it doesn't happen, because at the moment that these two characters, you believe, I mean, they could be together. They find the place, they find the convent, they find the Reverend non Albine, which is referred always as saint, because he's the most holy of all the nuns. And then he realized, okay, here I cannot go further. I leave you, Thais. I find her, you know, it's a very description with words also, which he said, I have found her in a way, in a terrible way, without flowers or anything. I just find this bee, which I made her, you know, change her life. And here you are. So, in this very moment, the music makes us feel the tragedy and makes us feel the change of Nathanael. He has fallen in love with her, but she is ready to give herself to God. And then we have, of course, you know, probably the only piece that everybody in the operatic world knows is the meditation of Thais, this phenomenal violin solo, which is so much present in the opera, from the second act all the way to the end. And with this music, I describe how she's going with the sisters, you know, and I say, my God, what's going to happen? The days and the years will pass, and I won't see her. I'm not going to see her, I'm not going to see her. And she goes with the nuns, and he goes in desperation, continuing in the desert.
那么在第3幕中，大家可以欣赏到马斯奈所做出的非常非常优美的曲调。我甚至能够想到马斯奈当初在创作这些曲调的时候，如何呕心沥血的这个对它进行加工和创造和艺术这个打磨的这个过程。那么在这一幕中，阿达奈尔和台伊斯一起要穿过沙漠去找到修道院。在路上的时候，阿达奈尔对台伊斯非常的严酷。台伊斯走不动的时候，他也对他说：“不行，你一定要坚持下去，你必须要自我惩罚，这样才能让上帝接纳你。”那么走了很长时间以后，台伊斯实在支持不住了，他的脚都在流血。然后这个时候，阿达奈尔才意识到，或许我对他太过于严酷，于是就让他休息一下，自己去为他找水。那么在他找水回来之后，这里有一段非常非常优美的2重唱，希望大家可以注意一下。在这一段我演唱的时候，我的感受就是，如果这2个人生活在现代，他们一定会是非常两厢情愿的这样一对爱侣。可惜他们不是生活在现代的，他们2个人都是对对方你爱我，我爱你。他们一定可以成为一对非常好的伴侣，但是可惜他们的年代不对。那么接下来，阿达奈尔把他送到了修道院，他发现说：“我不能再送你了，我已经到我的使命已经完结了。”那么在这一路上，他回想说：“我在寻找他的过程中，没有鲜花，没有任何的这个温柔，只对他有严酷，甚至心生了一丝这种不舍以及留念。”这一刻，他深深地感觉到，其实我已经爱上他了。阿达奈尔已经爱上了台伊斯。在整个歌剧的过程中，有一首非常著名的间奏曲，叫做《台伊斯的冥想》。这首曲子贯穿了整个歌剧的后半部分。那么在结局的时候，这一段旋律再一次萦绕在歌剧的这个音乐之中。我们可以看到台伊斯跟着修女离开了，阿达奈尔看着他离开的背影，开始想着我再也不能见到他了，我永远的失去了他。于是他感到非常的伤心，然后这就是整个最后一幕结局的地方。
After many days, of course, she goes with the sisters, the nuns, and he comes back during weeks back to the desert, and he goes to look for his friends, for the priests. And there, to the head of the priest, they said, "I have to confess what has happened, you know. I really, what I told you at the beginning, you know, I was able to conquer the soul of Thais, and, you know, but after I brought her to the convent, you know, I know I have saved her soul, but my soul is lost." And then it starts this kind of craziness of him. I try everything. I have flagellation, you know, I punish myself in the desert and so on. I said, but you know, I mean, the demon possessed me now, you know, the beauty of Thais. I mean, he starts to compare her with the goddess, you know. I mean, she's not Thais. I mean, she's Hélène, Phryné, Venus, Astarte, all the goddess, you know. He's totally crazy, and then they let him alone, and he starts to get nightmares. He sees still Thais like she was before, you know, like the actress, and it's very confusing until he finds himself going back into look for her in the convent, and he arrives at the moment when she's agonizing. And the last duet, the last scene of the opera is extraordinary, with her being already a saint, being so grateful, remembering all what he has done for her, and him being completely crazy about her. So she dies, of course, in sanctity, and he is despaired for all the rest of his life.
刚才更正一下，那是刚才那一场的结束。那么在下面这一场的时候，阿达奈亚拉过了几天，他回到了自己的修士的这样一个团体当中。当他回去之后，他告诉众人说：“是的，我已经成功的拯救了台伊斯，我让他的灵魂得以了拯救，但是我却失去了我自己的灵魂。”他感觉自己的灵魂仿佛是被魔鬼所攫取，然后他对台伊斯日思夜想，夜不能寐，甚至做了一个梦见了他，好多次都梦见了他。那么在不知不觉之中，他发现自己又重新踏上了回修道院寻找台伊斯的这条路上。那么他最终到达了台伊斯的修道院，然后见到了台伊斯。此时的台伊斯就像一个圣女一般纯洁而干净，而他呢，但是他却身患重病，即将不久于人世。那么在这个时候，在最后的时候呢，台伊斯是在一种纯洁的光辉中去世离世了，但是艾德奈亚拉却陷入了对他的癫狂的爱之中。
I know that all this, you can read it in 2 minutes in a synopsis, you know, so the whole, but I was explaining to you because it's all the emotional feeling that this opera has, you know, so I probably, many of you haven't seen it or listened to it, so then you be prepared for all these emotions.
我知道所有这些故事情节，大家花2分钟的时间读一读故事简介就能知道。但是我花了这么多时间和大家解释，就是希望能够带入我自己的这种情感来感染大家，也希望大家为观赏这部歌剧做好情感上的准备。
I want to say that we have an expert conductor on the French music repertoire, and most special in the music of Massenet. He has been, for years and years, the music director in Saint-Étienne, which is the city of Massenet, and he has done probably most of the operas of Massenet. Patrick Fournier, which I think you know him from before, no, he hasn't been here yet, so we'll make his debut as a conductor. And of course, one of your favorite directors, Hugo de Ana, so we'll do one more opera as his many ones like Masked Ball and The Very Widow, etc., Macbeth, and now he is doing a wonderful striking production with the lighting designer Vinizio Kelly, the projection designer Sergio Metalli, the choreographer Alessandra Panzavolta, and the chorus master Patrick Aubert.
首先我想要感谢一下此次这个指挥傅尼耶先生。傅尼耶先生是一位非常专业的法国歌剧的指挥，尤其是马斯奈的歌剧，他曾经指挥过许多，然后非常的专业。他来自Saint-Étienne这个城市，也是马斯奈所出生的这个地方。另外我还想感谢一下我们的导演，这个 Hugo de Ana 先生，他曾经也导演过这个风流寡妇以及麦克白。那么此次他导演的这部台伊斯也非常值得大家期待，他也是非常专业的一位。另外我还想感谢一下这次的舞蹈设计、灯光设计以及服装设计等各位参与了我们这个统筹和设计工作的各位人员，谢谢大家。
As I said before, we have 2 extraordinary sopranos, Hermonella Yajo and Davinia Rodriguez. Hermonella Yajo, it is a soprano from Albania, and Davinia Rodriguez is a Spanish soprano, and both are going around the world having great success for this, especially for all these operas which they involve so much the singing with the acting. So you will have something in your memory after these performances of these great artists. The part of Nathanael, the other performances that I'm not singing will be the French baritone Marc Barra, and the tenor, the Nicias, will be Alessandro Liberatore, and one of your artists, Li Yi, will be singing the part of Nicias. And the part of the bass, Palemon, will be sung by Zhang Wenwei and the young but Chok. The soprano, both sopranos and mezzos from Krobil and Mirtali will be Jia Kun and Dong Fang. The sister Albine will be done by Duan Nina. A servant will be Hong Shi Wang, and La Charmeuse, a very interesting part, short, but always is done by a born star. And I think you will hear a very young soprano, maybe in her debut, Zhang Wenqi, singing the part of La Charmeuse. I think you will really be surprised. So what can I say? We have a tremendous help from many of the people, like Jocelyn Dinsbladin, which is the vocal coach, and the assistant conductor, Christopher Okasek, and all the team from the NCPA, they have been working very hard. So I just want to give you these details. Probably you will be able to have it, but I was able to mention.
此次演唱台伊斯的两位女主角是Amonella 雅虎，一位是雅虎女士，一位是 Rodriguez 两位女士，她们将会一起演唱，就是分别在不同的场次演唱台伊斯这个角色。雅虎女士是来自阿尔巴尼亚，然后 Rodriguez 女士是来自西班牙，这两位都是非常优秀的女高音歌唱家，大家一定会在演出后记住她们的精彩演绎。另外还有就是阿达奈亚拉的扮演者，除了我之外，还有一位是来自法国的男中音歌唱家，叫做马克巴哈德先生。然后 Nicias 的扮演者分别是在不同场次分别是有 Alessandra Liberatore 先生以及李毅先生。然后还有一些非常精彩的演绎，也包括有一些歌唱家将会在此次的演绎中初次登场，希望大家都会喜欢他们。然后我们有许多的这些优秀的演员和歌唱家一同来为这个团队合作，奉上这样一个精彩的剧目。然后我也感谢国家大剧院合唱团和这个管弦乐团对我们的帮助以及精彩的演绎。还有许多的人，我今天来不及提出他们的名字，但是我想让他们知道，我非常欣赏他们的这个工作，以及希望能够借此机会表达我的感谢。
Thank you very much. I don't know if you have any questions.
Hi, Mr. Domingo. I'm with Xinhua News Agency. This question is actually from our social media fans, and they want to know which part of Ana Daela's score is relatively challenging for you. And one more question, if you would like to answer that, is will you ever shave?
Do I ever what?
Shave your beard.
Shave. Okay. Well, you know.
首先，我是来自新华社。那么我这次这个问题实际上是来自我们社交网站的网友所提出来的。我的第一个问题是在台伊斯中阿达奈亚拉这个角色，你觉得他的哪一部分最难以演绎？第二个问题就是您会剃胡子吗
？I shave my beard very rarely. Actually, before the holidays, I shave it. You know, in order because I always am with beard. So I said I'm going to relax 2 days. But since then, I was growing it back for Nathanael because I guess in those days, sorry, in the desert, it was very difficult to shave, you know. So yes, I really like the roles with beard. And of course, the part of Nathanael is very challenging. It's very long, as I said before.
首先回应了一下这个胡子的问题，我确实很少会剃胡子，但是我在有节假日的时候可能会处理一下我的胡子。然后这一次演绎台伊斯的这个角色，因为我想到他在沙漠中应该很难会能够及时清理自己的胡茬，所以我决定要把胡子留起来。
There is a tour de force for both, for Thais and for Nathanael, and it is once they meet, it's kind of a continuous duet in a way, you know. So this one is a great, for what I thought.
那对于 Adanaella 这个演唱来说，我觉得它很难的地方是在于，第一个，这个唱段非常的长，然后另外一点就是它的二重唱的部分是一个延续性的，始终是一个二重唱的一个这个演绎，所以我觉得这也是一个挑战的部分。
I think that we have to go because we are rehearsing. I thank you very, very much. But before I go, I was talking to you about the two magnificent, wonderful sopranos that we have. And I think I saw coming Davinia Rodriguez. I saw her coming here. Davinia, okay, so walk so that they meet you.
由于时间关系，我们待会儿要去进行彩排了，所以没有时间回答更多的问题。但是我看到人群中有我们的女主角泰伊斯的演唱者之一 Davinia Rodriguez 女士，现在我邀请她上台。
Buen día. They will tell you that I was talking very much about you. Very bad.
Oh, thank you.
You will see. And so perhaps I have to go. Maybe you want to ask a question to Davinia, okay?
有没有问题？好。
现在有没有人想问 Davinia 女士一个问题？有吗？
好，有没有需要和我们这位女高音有一些交流？
那个问一下他过去有没有跟那个多明戈大师合作过？然后这一次合作的感受是什么样的？
Okay, his question is it the first time that you collaborated with Maestro Domingo, and how do you view about this collaboration?
So that was the press briefing by Plácido Domingo, and where he talked about the upcoming opera Thais, and gave a very emotional introduction about that opera. And we also asked him 2 questions during this press conference. He especially talked about when he will shave his beard, especially on holidays, but before the upcoming Thais, because there are scenes in the desert where he doesn't think it's okay to shave the beard. That was his question. And of course, for his part, I think this role is relatively challenging. It's very long, and it involves a lot of emotion, and especially when he has to collaborate with some other sopranos on stage. So again, thank you so much for watching. That was China Xinhua Live on Facebook, Twitter, and New China TV on YouTube. That was from Plácido Domingo and the upcoming opera Thais, which will be presented here at the National Center for Performing Arts in Beijing. We'll see you soon. Bye.
At that time, not because what happened next, but because he's in love with her at the first place. So can we say that his salvation